Hello, everybody who cares about baseball, who might have chanced onto this video. Mark Walden in Donostia, Basque Country, Spain. Here to just make a quick comment about the end of the 2020 World Series between the Tampa Bay Rays and the Los Angeles Dodgers. A clusterfuck. A scandal of sorts. Because I'm trying to understand how Joe Buck and everybody else seem to make any comment about how the Rays managed to roll over the way they did. They crumbled the way the Dodgers crumbled at the end of the fourth game, except that the Dodgers were under a drum-tight pressure and came up with two errors to end the game. In this case, you have a good hitter named Brosseau, who just looks at a grooved strike three, 94 miles an hour. You know, good pitch, but a pitch you have to swing at. You have one job in that situation. When you're coming up to the plate, you're down 3-1. There's one out, nobody on. Top of the ninth of the World Series. Bottom of the ninth of the World Series. And what is your one job? Your one job is make contact, try to get on. Which means, if you're going to strike out, well, that's not good. But if you're going to strike out, obviously you're going to strike out swinging. But when you get to two strikes, you're going to protect the plate. You don't want to strike out. And you don't need to think about a home run. You need to get on base. Even if you were Barry Bonds, you'd be thinking, I just have to get on base because someone else is going to have to get the second run home anyway. So what do? Well, you are going to make sure that the ball is put in play and hope that the baseball gods protect you and you hit them where they aim and you get on. So what does Brosseau do? His bat is on his shoulders as strike three just comes grooving right over the plate. And I get so exercised that I write an email to a friend of mine, Michael, about how astonished I am by this Miguel Cabrera routine, except that Miguel Cabrera had an excuse. He was a great hitter who saw nothing but off-speed pitches. So when he finally saw an 85-mile-per-hour fastball over the plate for strike three, he was so shocked. He was as shocked as the Pope would be if he had been slapped by a nun. So, I thought, isn't that something? Looking at strike three for the second out. Then I go back to the highlights, and what do I see? Adonis does exactly the same thing. The last pitch of the season, the last batter of the season, he has two strikes. And is he protecting the plate? Is he getting the ball into play, even if it's a squibbler back to the mound? No. He stands there and just looks at strike three. So the last two batters of the Rays just looked at strike three. Now, what is Joe Buck doing, talking about his father and Vin Scully? He decides, this is the time to start meandering. No, the whole story was what was happening at that moment. And what was happening was that two guys let strike three go on by. As our revered president would say, sad, very sad.